Hi there. Good afternoon and welcome to Thinking Tuesday. Our motto here on Thinking Tuesday is Your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. And yes, you can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. So on Thinking Tuesday, we do a little mental checkup, get rid of our busy schedule for just a few minutes, and check in with our thinking. Ask ourselves, where has my thinking taken me? How have I been thinking? Is my thinking serving me well? Am I getting rid of those weeds, those negative thoughts that don't take me anywhere, at least not where I want to go? And am I willing to challenge those thoughts that are keeping me from achieving what I want to do, who I want to be, and what I want to have? Are we willing to get rid of those thoughts, those weeds? That's what we consider the weeds. So, welcome to Thinking Tuesday. If you go to my website, and I invite you every week to go to my website, if you go to my website, drcherylburton.com, the first thing you would see is my mission. And my mission as a coach is to empower others to become their best selves. And that's what we should aspire to do every day. That should be our daily aspiration. How can I be better today than I was yesterday? Always looking for ways to improve ourselves. That's what I do every day. We might not always succeed to the extent that we want, but there's always tomorrow. So I encourage you to really begin to think about that if you're not already. I know many of you do because I do speak to several of you from time to time, and you share with me what some of your wins are as you're trying to uh, become your best self, because we're always seeking. We should never be stagnant, and we should always be stretching ourselves. Okay, so how do we do that? Those are some of the questions that we ask. How do we do what we want to do to get where we want to go? Asking some questions like, where am I? Because if you don't know where you are, you don't know where you want to go. Just like we use the GPS, we always put in the start point, right? So, what's your start point? And where are you? And what can I do today? What can I do today to make me better than I was yesterday? We can always be better. We're good at some things, but we can always be better. And there's so many things that we can work on. There's no dearth of things that we can find. So take a look and see where you are, where you'd like to go. Ask yourself also, in becoming your better self, what goals have I been procrastinating about that I need to move the needle on? Am I stuck, or why am I stuck? And how can I begin to move the needle? As long as there's some action, that's progress. So we don't need to have big progress. We don't have to take giant steps, but baby steps gets us where we want to get us where we want to go. So, what about your attitude? Because we know attitude is everything. How about my attitude? Does it need some readjustment? Are we acting in ways that keeps us from getting what we say we want, or from being who we would like to be? Check your attitude. We have to do an attitude check, not just from the neck up, but with our whole being. Check your feelings, check your feelings, check your thoughts. Where are they taking me? What attitudes are they producing? Okay. Also, what's getting in the way of my progress? That's another question we want to ask ourselves daily, so that we can have a sense of where we are, what we're doing that may be getting in the way of our progress. What's getting in the way of my progress? My progress in relationships can be social relationships, it can be romantic relationships or family relationships. What attitudes do I have? What's my contribution, perhaps, to those relationships not going as well as I would like them to be? What about your attitude about your career? You know, what is it about your attitude about your career that may not be allowing you to advance? Am I just doing enough and figure, well, that's all they're paying me for, so that's what I'm going to do? Or are you trying to exceed the expectations and, step out, from the crowd to do a little bit more, engage a little bit more? You know, what about your career? What about your health? What can you be doing to improve your health? There's always something. The way we eat, whether we exercise, whether we do mindfulness exercises. What about our health in general? Our emotional health, our spiritual health, our physical health. All of those things have to do with being healthy. And then what about our finances? Finances really can be very stressful if we don't really have a handle on them. Are we spending too much? Should I spend less? Do I get this just because I like it, or or do I get it because I need it, or do I have some already? Why do I need more? So those are the questions, or at least some of the questions that we might ask ourselves on a daily basis to in order to move and empower ourselves to be our best selves. Okay, that self-evaluation is critical to our personal growth. We can't grow if we don't know where we are and where we need to grow. So we have to have some idea about where we are. Are we comfortable with where we are? Or do we need to be a little bit more confronting to ourselves and ask some hard questions? You know, so be willing to be critical of yourself. That doesn't mean putting yourself down, it just means being more objective about what you're asking yourself, what you're looking at, allowing yourself to go to those places that may not be comfortable but are necessary. So we all, even though I don't know many of you personally, I know that as human beings, we all want better for ourselves. Sometimes we just don't know how to get there. And many times it's simple. We just need a little nudge, a little direction. But we all want to do better. I would, if I could ask for a show of hands right now, I'm sure that all hands would go up. So, getting out of our comfort zone is what's important and what's necessary to become better versions of ourselves. Okay? And you know that on Thinking Tuesday, that's what we do. We try to become more aware of how we can do that, and we look at our thoughts. Because, like I say, always our thoughts are in the driver's seat because our thoughts drive our feelings, and how our feelings are driven, that's going to determine what we do. And what we do is going to determine what we have, and then we see the results. You don't want to be in a position where the results appear in front of you and you wonder, well, how did I get here? You want to be more in control of what you can be in control of. And it begins with your thoughts. And then you are more in control, or you're more aware of your feelings. And then you can make a better assessment of how you would express that feeling. Is it positive? Is it going to move you in a better direction, in a positive direction? What results are you going to get as a result of what you do, how you behave? That is part of the process of becoming a better version of yourself. And I've shared a lot. I've shared a lot over the months that I've been doing Thinking Tuesday, this Facebook Live, about how we end up sometimes in places and in situations at times because of how we think, you know. Um, so that is critical. And how we have the ability, I talk about how we have the ability about how and what we think and when we use that thinking intentionally, because that is the key to living the life that we want to have. It begins with us. We are affected by things that happen to us, but how we respond to those things are solely, it's really solely up to us. Sometimes we have a reaction and we might decide, we might think, well, is it good to react in the way that I feel right now? Or do I reserve that feeling? Do I express it later? And even when I express it later, how do I express it? What results do I want to have? So we have the ability, and that's good news. That's good news because then we are not the victims that we sometimes believe we are. Things happen to us, and we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can certainly control how we respond. So that's why I spend so much time on Thinking Tuesday, sharing about the that powerful tool that we have, which is our mind, our brain, our thoughts, how we use our thoughts, because that's the key to achieving those things and becoming achieving those things that we want to achieve and becoming that person that we aspire to be. It's all designed by us. We are the ultimate final designer based on how we approach those things that happen to us, how we approach what we would like to achieve. So today I would like to offer you a gift, a specific tool to get you on that path, to get you and keep you on that path. I share a lot about our thinking to help you become more aware for those who are not, or even those of us who are aware, but there's always new awareness. There's always new awareness. So today I'd like to offer you a gift of specific tools to get you and keep you on that path of becoming a better version of yourself. And it's my free Black Friday gift to you. It's free. I love to give. I don't mind giving. This is what we do every Tuesday, but this is a specific tool, and it comes in the form of a webinar. It's a 1 hour webinar which will begin on Monday, December 11th, and it's going to be from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can access the registration link on my website, drcherylburton.com, or if you look at my Facebook page, you can find an Instagram, you can find it across the social media platforms. And it is called Breaking the Cycle, Empowering Your Mind to Interrupt Negative Self Defeating Thoughts. Breaking the Cycle, Empowering Your Mind to Interrupt Negative Self Defeating Thoughts. That's my gift to you, a 1 hour webinar with specific tools of how you can begin to interrupt those thoughts in a very strategic way. And this is your gift for a lifetime because it should be used and reused all the time. As I said, you can register for that between now and November 30th. It's a time limited offer. Go on the website, go on social media, you'll see it. And you have until November 30th to register. The link is right there for you. And the registration link can also be found on my website, as I mentioned. And go take the free gift. It costs you nothing. All right, and share it with others that you feel could benefit from this. Also, as I always say, this is my offer to you in fulfilling my mission, as I mentioned, which is stated on my website. To remind you, it's to empower others to become their best selves. That's something that we all owe ourselves. We don't want to be the same yesterday or today as we were yesterday. Of course, There's some values and there's some things about us that we love that are working well. We don't want to get rid of those. But there's always more that we can add to become what we would like to become, to change areas, to improve areas. Okay? Because we're not perfect in every area, we're always striving for that. And as long as we're striving, as long as we're moving, that's a good thing. So it's my pleasure to offer you that as my Black Friday gift. It is free of charge. It just takes you a minute to go onto social media, to go on my website, click that link, share it with your friends, your family, whomever, and you're on your way. So I also want to remind you that you're free, and I would really like to invite you to reach out to me if you are having any ideas and you are trying to figure out how do you implement those, how do you activate those. You have a goal that you'd like to reach, but you are stuck in some way. You just need some extra guidance, and so I'd like you to reach out to me through my website, Dr. Cheryl Burton. .com, as I mentioned, and request a uh, confidential, complimentary consultation. I'm willing to offer that to you as you need to reach out for any kind of uh, help, guidance around those issues. So thank you so much for tuning in again today. I wish you the best and the happiest of Thanksgiving. Uh, we may have we may have experienced some challenges, some difficult situations as we've gone along during this year, but I don't think that we have to. None of us have to look very far to see the many blessings, the good things that we still have in our lives, and we are empowered to bring more of those good things in our lives and to share with others. So we do have a lot to be thankful for, to be grateful for, and that's something that we should never forget. We may not have all that we want, but we have some of what we want, and definitely what we need. So I'm wishing you the best for you and your family. Have a wonderful and thankful Thanksgiving, and I will see you again next Tuesday at noon for Thinking Tuesday. Take care and bye for now. Go avail yourself of that free Black Friday gift. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye.